Hello there and welcome back for another 1v1 between myself in the blue playing as the Tatars versus my opponent in the red playing as the Mongols. We will be up against Logan, it seems. So this is a pretty fun one at about 1300 elo. A little bit lower than normal, though, to be fair. I think my skills are dropping. Maybe I'm just slacking off, or not exactly sure what's going on. Regardless, 1300 elo is a ton of fun. Definitely mid elo, at least in my opinion. Hopefully it makes for some creative gameplay and some fun and exciting matches for you guys to watch. We're just doing some scouting. I'm trying to get better at scouting with my herdables at the very beginning. Whoops. And I believe my opponent is doing just the same. So pretty evenly matched in at least the very first seconds of the game, both on 0 TC idle time. We're doing pretty good, if I do say so myself. I played this game actually a week or two ago, so I don't remember everything that happens in it, but I do remember thinking it was a pretty good one and that I needed to cast it. So yeah, it should be fun. We've got a forward gold for myself. Actually, both my golds are a bit forward, so definitely a map for me to be aggressive on. My opponent is a bit more luck, at least with the gold. He's got a nice one in the back, and I think a pretty easily wallable map. It's really open up here, but it's not that bad. I think my map might be easier to wall. Yeah, I'd say my map's easier to wall, but I do have the forward gold, which can be a slight disadvantage. Depends on how things play out. So yeah, the matchup is an interesting one. I think Tatars are one of the civs that have actually a really decent matchup into the Mongols, in my opinion. They have a really strong crossbow play in early Castle Age, as well as they actually have some late game prowess that can match the Mongols. Mongols have much faster attacking cavalry archers, as well as the unique unit, the Mangadai. But the Tatars are also very adept in their cavalry archer play. They actually get +1/+1 armor through a unique tech in the late game, so you can actually kind of match the Mongols in the late game, as well as the fact that you have the bonus from what is it, elevation. Yes, you have the elevation bonus, so if you take the right fights, you're going to be able to have a really good advantage there. And something that Mongols, I have found, are rather weak to is that crossbow timing. And in my opinion, I think that Tatars are potentially the best crossbow timing civ in the game. That's kind of debatable. They might be second best, like a true archer civs like Ethiopians might actually have that title just because they can transition into arbalest, and they do have faster attacking crossbows, as well as maybe a little bit better of a bonus to getting to that point with the plus resources at the start of each age. So it's a bit debatable. That being said, though, I do think Tatars have a fabulous crossbow timing, and that is the way I tend to like to play them. I usually go for a crossbow timing build into maybe like a castle drop and cavalry. I can't remember exactly how this game played out, but I definitely like to try and transition from range to melee units between ages, just to keep my opponent on their toes and try and, you know, outpace whatever they might have going. So we are scouting my opponent's base. Oh, look at that. Nice, pretty even circle. Do I have? Oh, okay, chickens on the way out. Look at that. So it is a chicken map, which is definitely in... Whoops. Get the fog off. Hello? The fog? Thank you. Chicken maps are definitely not something that Mongol players want to see, I think. Just because deer are going to be giving them a lot more meat. I do think they still get a bonus from chickens. It's just not as much. Could be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to say that chickens are still a hunt. So they are still probably getting more food, or at least faster food out of them. It's just not nearly as influential as the deer pushing probably is. I myself have not gone for my chickens. I went for the berries, which is uncharacteristic of me. I usually try to grab those chickens first thing. There are only 6, however, so you could make the argument it's not necessarily needed to get them, or you can just long distance them just fine. Regardless, I think this is a mistake. I just didn't think about it. My brain just went, okay, let's get a mill on the berries, and I forgot to mill my chickens, so... Oh well, I doubt it comes to bite me in the butt, just because the chickens are in the back of the base. It's not like they're going to be easily lamed or not, or anything. So anyway, we are going to be throwing up a mining camp, because we are going for a crossbow timing, which means we'll be banking up some archers on our way, hopefully getting to castle as soon as possible. Mongols, as always, tend to go for very, very quick feudal age timings, I want to see if he goes for man-at-arms. Like the past couple Mongol players I've run into always have gone for a man-at-arms push because they can get the man-at-arms out really quickly. Since you get the hunt bonus, you can actually age up to feudal age super fast. Like he went up at 17 pop, I think, right? But I don't see any militia being created. It looks like it's just scouts. So a scout rush from my opponent. Respect, I do enjoy a good scout rush. That's kind of my preferred way to play for the longest of times. No. So, okay, what happened there? I was like, wait, why am I placing a stable down? And then I clearly thought the same thing during the game. So I went to delete the stable and instead I deleted my villager. So that's embarrassing, but I guess we catch the quick walls. I'm going to be down a Ville. That's a bit ugly, but we do have the archer range going up, which is what we wanted to have coming up in the first place. I should have some spearmen on the way. We'll try to ignore that happens. Yeah, this is 1300 elo, guys. That's mid-elo. Legend there, myself. Wow, how embarrassing. All right, so we get the quick walls up because we do see that there's a scout rush on top of us. And we don't actually have the spears for it just yet. These Vills are gonna be able to get... Okay, the wall's up in time. Very nice. Proud of myself. Pretty well played there. My opponent, seeing that I've got the walls up, isn't going to be going for any more scouts. That puts him at 4, which is just about the right number. And then he's going to start walling himself and heading up to Castle Age, I believe, as well. We're going to post the spears out. 3 spears! Dang, I must have been real worried about those scouts. Mongol scouts aren't too special, right? Yeah, there's no bonus HP on those until later, so... Interesting. But either way, 3 spears, you can never have too many, right? I mean, 3 is not too many. Honestly, that's not a big number. Like, if it were like 7, then okay, maybe we're overcommitting. But for 4 scouts, we have a definite advantage in that fight. He's not going to be able to pick off spears anytime soon. So we're pretty happy with this. And now I'm going to start getting down farms. One of the reasons that Tatars are so good at a crossbow timing is because of their herdable bonus. Your cows and sheep tend to last a lot longer than other civs, just because they... what is the number exactly? Livestock lasts 50% longer. So yeah, you're actually getting 50% more time out of those food sources, which means you can put down the farms even later. This actually means you're saving wood, so you can get those crossbows, well, not crossbows, sorry, the archers being built right away. And then additionally, you get pretty much free food instead of having to pay wood for food, an extra amount of it on your way up to Castle Age, or sorry, throughout your feudal age, before you click on up onto your way to Castle Age. Man, words are difficult today. So anyway, pretty happy with that. That's a big reason why we like playing as the Tatars. Floating a little bit excess wood, but I think I'm trying to get down, obviously, a blacksmith for fletching. We pop out the archers to try and get those scouts off of us. I think my opponent, yep, will have gone for an archer range. Well played here. Skirmishers are heading forward. Love to see it. That is definitely the correct play. So at this point, I need to do one of 2 things. I need to either tower or make scouts. Now, I clearly don't have the wood nor the investment, I guess, for a stable. I do have enough wood, almost. But the thing is that the skirms are already here, and also my opponent has 4 scouts. So I'm not really going to be able to match those numbers. So I decide, I think, to go for a tower. I'm pretty sure. We're going to see if that happens. Or not. But basically, my archers are outmatched. We're just going to keep banking them in the archery range. The skirmishers will kill those. They're not going to kill the villagers anytime soon. Uh-oh. I might lose one here. Bill maybe be going down. No, he respects the spear. Happy days, K. We're happy with that. Alright, so we're kind of just weathering the storm for now. I definitely need to keep mining the gold, though. It's going to be hurting my archer numbers. See, I'm not making any more archers during this time because he's pushed me off of gold. That's one of the big disadvantages to having a forward gold. And now in hindsight, I think I probably should have played this map differently because I had the forward gold. I should have been a little bit more aggressive. Maybe like a faster uptime. Well, I don't know if I could do too much of a faster uptime. But if I tried to archer rush my opponent rather than taking things a little bit slower, that might have been better. Because I could have been at his base and keeping my gold safe. So I don't know. Could have played it a little bit better, I'm sure. The walls are going to be coming up here relatively quickly. Ooh, a house. Clutch. Beautiful clutch. Call me the Viper. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm stroking my ego here a little too much. It's not that good. I literally deleted a build this game. I can shut up. Although we are matching Vil count. Okay, so a little bit more TC idle time from my opponent. And that's going to be why. These spheres are going to go down to the skirms, which is a bit unfortunate, but it looks like I got a couple of the scouts. Sorry, I was talking there. Hopefully you guys saw that. Decent trade. I'm A-okay with that. We got all the scouts from my opponent. That is actually quite massive, which means I could totally go for a stable now if I want. In fact, I think the stable would be the better call. So let's see if I do that. I don't remember. I want to say I go for a tower. I feel like that's what happens. No, there's a stable. Dude, I need to believe in myself. Although I should be walling to this wood line, honestly. That's a little bit ugly. Too stable. Okay, we are going doubles. We're abandoning the crossbow timing at this point. We're definitely going up to castle. Very nice early castle time. Beautiful. I mean, that's not going to be too early. That's what, a 20-minute castle age. I love it though. With the pressure I had on front, I think I managed that quite well. So we don't go for a tower. Man, I'm proud of myself. I genuinely thought I was going to throw a tower down. Definitely could have played this game a little bit better, but I can respect how well I did play it there. I'm pretty happy with that. That is a lot on gold though. 14 is a little too much. I think we're going to be taking a couple of those off to farms. There we go. Much better, much better. You probably want like 11 or 12. It depends on what you're trying to produce. I will obviously be getting bloodlines, so we're probably going knights. Tatars are one of the civs. Actually, they might be the civ with the most cavalry options. In your stable, you've got knights, well, light cav, obviously, and steppe lancers and camels. So oodles of options for the Tatar player. I think that's actually the same as Mongols. Yeah, the only difference is that Mongols don't have a melee cavalry unique unit. They have the Mangadai, and the Tatars have the Keshik. So there's more melee cavalry options for the Tatars, but if you count cavalry archers as cavalry, which they are, then both these civs are probably actually tied on the same amount of cavalry options. Kind of a cool thought. Didn't realize that till just barely. So we are going to finish up our walls, which is nice. Hitting Castle Age this early is definitely a bit of an advantage for me, so we're going to get knights on the field right away. A couple of steppe lancers. I think this is because I don't know what my opponent is, like where he's at, but I always grab steppe lancers to break through walls. They have that +1 range, that +1 range, sorry, which allows them to get behind the knight and attack. We basically can have more units attacking the wall at any given moment. So it's a pretty good play, I think. Looks like my opponent is going to go for a TC. This is, I would say, a mistake on my opponent's part. If you're not up to Castle Age first, don't go for eco. The fact that he was up to Castle Age later than me means his entire army here is going to die. I got to be a little careful with these archers. That might be giving him free kills. But all these skirms are going to go down, and I'm going military. He needs to try and match these military numbers, otherwise he's going to be playing a little bit on the back end here for quite a while. Ooh, there's a hole there. Good to notice, but he saw it. Okay, very, very nice. Cavalry archers are coming out from the Mongol player. That will help him defend for quite some time, but I've got a decent amount of units here. Knights and steppe lancers can be a problem. We got +2 attack on the cavalry archers and a decent number of them. I think we probably take this gate. We might want to run away from this. Push him off. Nope. All right, we're going to go forward and try and dive. That is one free Vil kill. Makes me feel better about deleting my Vil. Steppe Lancer goes down. They have much less pierce armor. So very good targeting from my opponent to try and shoot those down first. We've brought our archers up, but I don't have the crossbowman upgrade coming in just yet. I think I have the res to click it, no? What does crossbowman cost? Yeah, so I should be clicking this anytime soon, because crossbowmen actually do fairly decent against cavalry archers. That being said, I only have 5 archers here. Yeah, we're going to take them home. We realize that they aren't going to be able to match the numbers that my opponent already has. So we're going to take it to just trying to raid my opponent. He's going to be up on Vils because he does have the second town center. I do see that soon. Not yet. No, I still don't know he has that second town center. At this moment, I would be assuming he isn't going for a second town center since he was the second going up to Castle Age. Don't know if we have a... I'm pretty sure that's fully walled, so yeah, no way in. Nice job from my opponent, keeping himself safe. Almost chopping through wood lines here, but there is no damage to be done. I'm going to be throwing down my second town center here. Whoops. So I'm doing this because I've hit... I've got what I feel like is map control. I have yet to see that town center still. Man, that is really annoying me. Now we see the town center. Get out of my way. Thank you. So now I know that he's got a town center. He hasn't fully committed to military, but we're going to be getting the town center down, and it looks like we'll be going for a castle pretty quickly here as well. It's a little bit earlier than I might go for castles. I like to put to about 5 villagers on stone. I find that takes about 5 minutes for me to get the stone needed for a castle. All right, so we're just going, yeah, triple TC. I see that my opponent's on another town center. I think, all right, I've got the ability to go for the economy as I do have map control. That being said, my opponent might be coming forward with his cavalry archers. It doesn't look like it. And he's stopped at about 10 cavalry archers production-wise. Husbandry is on its way. That's definitely key. And he's going to be coming forward. This could prove to be an issue for me. That being said, I've got all 3 of my town centers up. And it is fun. You get little, you get a couple of sheep for each town center, which helps you basically produce villagers from those town centers because you get free food. So my opponent is gonna, oh no, there was a hole right between the market and the archery range. I remember this. Oh, this is very, very, very bad for him. Monk is probably gonna get a conversion. Oh, so unlucky. He didn't even get a conversion. This is disastrous for my opponent. This entire wood line is going to be, well, not killed actually. He's got a town center coming up at just the right time, so he's going to be able to garrison all of these. Eco KD is heavily in my favor now, though. Now, this says 11-0, but to be fair, I deleted one of my vills, so 15 villagers killed. That is massive. Man, I didn't realize it was that good. That's crazy. That puts my opponent so far behind. And the stone walls start coming up too. I hope he finishes walling this. As you can see, there's still a hole. Pretty sure that's where the hole was. Man, I missed it. Just by a second. Maybe the hole was up here? No, I definitely walked through there. I want to see if he covers that up. Either way, he brings the cavalry archers home. There was nothing to damage here anyway. I can just garrison those vills right away. And we're just gonna run our army back. And we are trying to eco up. We are getting a very nice advantage at this point. Things are looking really, really good. My opponent does not have ballistics just yet, so he really can't effectively chase down this cavalry. And we are going to get ourselves a castle. Now, at this moment, I'm running my knights back, and I realize if I run my knights back to my base, he's going to see the castle. He's going to try to deny it. So I decide, all right, I need to maybe sacrifice this army. Let's run them back towards my opponent's base so he feels the need to chase them down. That way my castle can come up for quite free. We're on 10 crossbowmen there. Okay, we do delete a palisade. The crossbowmen, I'm going to start massing because, again, I think that's where Mongols are weakest, is with some crossbowmen coming into their base. That being said, I mean, sorry, I say that being said all the time. The crossbow timing is kind of fast. He's got a decent number of cavalry archers, so it's not going to be as threatening, and, you know, we're kind of in the middle stage of Castle Age at this point. Multiple town centers. He's on 3, I'm on 3. It looks like I am going for a 4th. So that's going to be extra boom from myself. We're very well defended back here. I don't think he's going to be able to find much value at all. The castle coming up is going to be able to defend this whole section. So quite happy with this. It's a very nicely structured base. I'm quite happy. Do we lose a villager? No. Wow, have I really not lost a villager except for my own delete? I can't believe I deleted that build, dude. I can't believe I forgot about that either. That's so funny. I mean, honestly, I'm trying not to, what's the word? I was trying to be a little humble here, but at the same time, I'm quite impressed with the play I've been going for. So I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I just gotta replicate this. I gotta do this every single game, you know? Tatars they're growing on me. They might be my new favorite 1v1 civ. Just because crossbows feel so good. I'm tired, man. I'm so tired of the man-at-arms rushes. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, have you just been man-at-arms rushed way too much at this point? Let's see if we lose any archers. Oh, that's 1, 2... Okay, 2... 3, there we go, yeah, for sure. Wow, I don't notice for a while. 3 free kills. Not too bad, obviously, since we had such a great raid earlier before. The fact that we are on 4 town centers is going to be a huge boon. I want to see if my opponent sees... Oh, he doesn't know I have these 2 town centers in the back. So he's thinking I might only be on 2 town centers, which is definitely good information for me. Wow, I barely got that wall up in time. Good for me. I guess I finished the house. It would have started a ways back. So we're going to try and collapse on his his cavalry archers with our crossbows, and we give up the hill right away. Love it, dude. No ballistics for either player, so this is going to be a bit of a wet noodle contest. Oh, look at that. I got one cavalry archer. Worth it. But yeah, not too many kills going down. We are going to be healing up our knights with the monk. Love to see it. Another castle coming up. I put a little too many vills, I think, on stone at this point, but it does pay off because this is going to be able to defend this section of my base. Quite happy with it, though normally I think I would probably only stick to 10 as a max. 15 is really high. As you can see, a lot of vills are just not getting stuff done. Let's see how long it takes me to realize they're finished. Oh, real quick, I have to see. Okay, the castle comes up just in time. Beautiful. Happy with that. When do I notice? Oh no, they're idle for so long. If you guys ever feel bad about idle eco, just remember that I somehow hit 1400, 14 something elo. Yeah, okay, that was like a solid 2 minutes. Love it. 5th town center coming up. I normally do not boom this big, guys. I'm kind of confused as to why I'm booming so much at the moment. I think I'm just autopiloting, honestly. I think I should be headed up to Imp. Oh, I am headed up to Imp. Well, look at me. My opponent does finish his first castle, so Mangadai may be on the way. Mongol players tend to like going that unit. Can't blame him. I think it's absolutely broken and OP. But a stable is coming up as well, so that may not be the only thing on his mind. In fact, so far it doesn't seem like he's going for Mangadai at all. He has clicked up to Imperial Age himself. Big Vill advantage, 15 Vills. Not as big as I would have thought. My idle TC time's probably way up there now. Yeah, just because I have so many TCs. And yeah, I've been idling. We're only on, what, 26 farms? That might be enough for the amount of TCs I have, but yeah, it's going to be cutting it close. So definitely need more farms. My opponent's doing much better with his farming eco, 38. It's got wheelbarrow. Okay, we will have wheelbarrow, but yeah, he's much more farm, so I think we'll be seeing light cav. That makes sense. Gold unit is going to probably continue to be the cavalry archer. We'll have to see. So at this point, I know I want to transition to the classic late game for Tatars. We're going to be going for cavalry archers, and we're going to be going for Hussar. So we're going to be making a couple of these stables and archery ranges at the front. We got to make sure we have the military production to sustain that. We are coming out with trebs as soon as possible. That's one of the strongest things you can do in Imp. When you hit Imp, just get some trebs out, because then you want to take down, especially against something like a Mongol player, you really want to take down those castles. Mangadai are just so dangerous. Oh! Oh! What a nice quick wall. I didn't even see this, dude. I am so rusty. Oh, we're through! That's a hole! Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Another beautiful raid. Keeping my opponent's economy just on edge all the time. Oh, was that a town bell? That might have been a town bell. Bunch of vills are going to go down here. We are sacrificing our knights in order to accomplish this, but I'm just really trying to keep him at home because my military infrastructure is being built and we are starting to amass. It looks like some Keshiks are on their way out. Starting to amass our military for a big push. Now, this also lets me see how much military my opponent has. It could even be potentially worth it to go for Halb. Nah, not against light cav. What am I talking about? Keshiks are going to be more than enough for the, oh no. Oh no, my army needs to get over here pronto. All those light cav, they're going to snipe these trebs. I totally just gave up my treb advantage. Keshiks come in. Keshiks are such a good unit, dude. They're so cheap. They're 100 res for this much of a heavy cav unit. They're like 20 res more more expensive than a light cav. Or Hussar, for that matter. Look at that, we might save another treb. Okay, nice. We only lose one treb. That's not too shabby. And we're going to start trebbing his base. We've got enough crossbow. Oh, no, we do lose the treb. Okay, fine. We still have one treb. It's good enough, right? Anyway, Keshiks are so super duper cheap. They also, what's the word? They replenish gold. They generate gold when they're attacking. So you love to see it. They basically pay, not for themselves, a little bit for themselves. It's kind of more like they're like a 90 res unit instead of a 100 res unit. But for the stats you get out of them, it is just quite insane. So I really do enjoy the unit, especially pairing them with a gold unit. You can kind of do a double gold comp with Keshiks because of their gold regeneration ability and how cheap they are. So super duper happy with this. We do take down that castle the moment it comes up, just with one treb, huh? Interesting. Wow, did I lose a siege workshop that I was trying to build? I didn't even notice that. That's kind of funny. So we'll go after the next castle. See how this goes. Oh, Keshiks need to get in there. I might lose another treb. Yep, that's gonna go down for sure. Man, look at me just not protecting my stuff. Ugh. My opponent is now going to be starting to make a Mangadai. Mangadai are really good in scenarios like this because they can snipe those trebs. So he doesn't have to stick his neck out with these light cav anymore. He can just snipe them with the Mangadai. However, I am going to be clearing up the light cav with these Keshiks. So quite happy with that. We're committing. I'm starting to lose them for no good reason, I think, at this point. Light cav don't... Like, there's no gold units. Trying to kill that's not really worth it. If I were taking down the cavalry archers, that might be a more worth it fight. Another treb on its way. Crossbowmen just sitting on the hill. Reaping in that hill bonus for the Tatars. Quite happy with it. We don't have Arbalest as Tatars, so there's no reason to tech further into these crossbowmen. But there's no reason to get rid of them either. And so just sitting them on top of the hill around the trebs definitely makes it a little bit harder for my opponent to try and approach. Quite happy with that. We do go Elite Keshik. That's always fun. We're sitting on 5 TCs. My opponent's sitting on 3. The Vil count has not quite evened out. He has stayed below at 90. I think this castle is going to go down with this many trebs. And that may be the GG because at this point, yep, he calls it right before it goes down. There is not much more he can do. So pretty fun game. Pretty interesting, a little bit different than I would normally play it. Yeah, look at that. We started going for farms because we wanted to spam Hussar. Definitely improvements to be made from either side, but it was still worth the watch, I think. Quite interesting. I remember being rather proud of the game, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to cast it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. I do apologize for not having a video posted the past couple of weeks. Basically, I am currently trying to move houses, and we should be moving in the next month. So things are getting a little hectic. I don't know if I'll be able to post videos too regularly, though I do plan on trying to get back on schedule when I move to my new place. That might be in a month. We're going to be doing some renovations, so the actual rigid schedule might more come into play in 2 months or so. Either way, hopefully I can get a good setup and hopefully I can get a good thing going once again. So sorry for not posting for quite some time. Hopefully though, you can enjoy the videos I have already posted, and hopefully you will enjoy videos coming in the future, even though it might be a little ways out. So yeah, anyway, I've spoken a little too much. Hopefully you did enjoy that game. It was very fun. I always do enjoy being able to win against Mongols. If I lose against Mongols, I probably get salty. I should try to find one of those games too, so I'm not being too biased every time. Either way, thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you later.